That's actually picking up the right mic. Sorry, everyone. Typical.
It's always something or other.
Yeah. Okay. How about you do the intro while I'm figuring this
Yeah.
out? Okay, no, I'm good. I'm
No
good.
worries.
I'm
Nope.
good.
We're
I
good.
got
Oh,
it.
go
All
on.
right. Okay. Everyone watching, thank you for joining. This is another episode of Project Assemble. Today we're going to be talking about some Spider-Man 4, with some recent news and rumors surrounding that, and talking a little bit about Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, some things happening with that. So, yeah, can't wait to get into it. But how are you doing today?
Not too bad, my friend. It's again, weather's all over the shop now. A lot. I've had a bit of a hectic week because I've been just absolutely bombarding with Lego, not Lego. Because we're going about Lego, going about Funko Fusion.
Oh
I've
yeah.
been loving that game since it's come out, and I've torn through so many worlds and unlocking different things. So yeah, I'm geeking out a bit on that at the moment. But how you doing, my friend?
Yeah, doing okay. It's been a busy week, so it's only Wednesday, but it's already been a busy week, so it's very interested to see how the rest of it goes. But yeah, doing well. So before we get started on these topics, we've got a couple things I just wanted to address. So since last week's episode, we had the passing of James Earl Jones, um, legendary actor, voice of Darth Vader, Mufasa in The Lion King, and many different roles. So um, big shock that day when I saw that. Um, so yeah, just rest in peace, James Earl Jones, complete
I, I
legend.
was I was gutted, absolutely gutted as soon as
Yeah,
I'd seen his past and that. I was like, I like the thing that I've been seeing quite a lot on telly at the moment is the episode of The Big Bang Theory
yeah, I've
where
seen a lot of
Sheldon's
people
got
pass
him.
that around. Yeah,
Yeah, first like meeting Carrie Fisher for the first time, bless her as well, and that lot, which was just such a funny story to hear and everything after all these years, and that was the first time they'd actually
yeah,
met. So yeah, I was gutted, absolutely gutted with his past, bless him.
yeah. Best character in all of Star Wars. In my opinion, Darth Vader is the
Oh,
best. So
massively. Yeah.
um, yeah, rest in peace to James Earl Jones. And the second thing, so we got that new Venom 3 trailer, that revealed something pretty big, but I think the two of us were kind of expecting them to do, which was revealing Null to be the main villain of Venom: The Last Dance. So what are your thoughts on that?
It's going to be the only saving grace. It really is. It from the little sort of bit you see, it does look quite comic accurate, as you can say.
It's
But
very dark. They're hiding a lot.
yeah, yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. It's worrying how much they're hiding. To be honest, for me anyway. But other than that, again the trailer like trying to make they had some venom fish in it, didn't they, as well, and just
Yeah.
stupid
There's
random things like that.
I saw there's a Venom fish, there's a Venom frog, there's a well, obviously the Venom horse. I thought there was another one, but yeah, I have no idea what they're doing with all that.
I don't know if it was me and you talking or might be somebody else, but one of the lines he says seems like it doesn't fit one of the like the phrases in that lot. It's I think it's when he's on the plane
Oh, and he's just
and he's
hanging off the
saying
side of it?
yeah, and he says a line something on there, but how people are saying it's like it's not fitted for that moment. I think it's when he's like looking through the window stuff like that,
Well, there's a
and
lot
so
of
they're
that
saying
they flip audio or they cut audio to make it seem
yeah,
like it's so dramatic, but it's like two different parts of the movie that were spliced
yeah.
together to make it sound like um it's like that much more impactful. I know I've picked up on that a few times in trailers. It might have been that one. I just can't remember which line it is. But
I
yeah.
just don't. I don't know what to expect. I really don't. I really did enjoy the first two, but then this one just seems like it's gone off that much of the plot and messed up leading the end of Spider-Man with a stupid symbiote tiki bar thing, and I really don't know. I really don't know. But it's just, this null is the saving grace. That's all it is. Because
I
if they mess that up as well, and
I just don't see how like Null is a big deal. He's like very
Mm,
powerful. So if Venom defeats him all on his
yeah,
own, that makes Null look like not even like he's not even that impactful to that
no,
universe. Like he's I've seen people pass this around and to some extent I guess it's true is he's a Thanos level villain. Like
yeah,
he is super powerful. He's like the god of the symbiotes. So he can do almost anything with the symbiotes and I just don't see Sony capitalizing on that. I think they're going to mess it up. They're like they've shown time and time again that they lack an understanding in how to deal with these characters, and I don't see it going well for this one.
no. It's just you can't. You'd have thought they'd built it up a bit better, or even like snippets of him and the other
Yeah,
two. You'd want this sort of character to have a like you said, an overarching thing like with Thanos. They needed to have like hints of, oh, well, one's here, the rest could be coming in the first one and the second one, and then they just
yeah,
drop it like this. It's just like, oh, come on. Yeah.
yeah. So we'll see what happens with that, but as of now, I think I'm good on that. I'm gonna see what reactions are like, but I'm not gonna see it in the theater. It's gonna be one. I'm only gonna
I've got
look
to.
at a clip if something super significant happens. Like if he's actually into the MCU and he stays there, I'm gonna watch
Yeah,
that clip, but I don't know if I want to watch the entire movie leading up to that. So
yeah, no, that's totally understandable. Like I say, I'm just a sucker for punishment, so I've got to go and have a look at it and that lot. It's like I'll be looking at Venom and begrudgingly, I've got to look at Craven as well, just to see
yeah.
what
Okay,
the hell they're going to do with it.
to be fair, that's the most appealing out of the two for me.
No,
But yes,
no,
for me, I think
that looks worse.
Craven, I think will be fun. I don't think Venom 3 is just gonna be like, what the hell are we doing here? Like,
Yeah,
it could be all over the place. And do I think Craven's gonna be good? No, like not at all. It's gonna be on the same level, but I think for the most part, like from what the trailer showed, there's a lot of intense fight scenes in that, and I could see
yeah,
that being more entertaining than what we get in Venom.
yeah. No, I can give you that. To be honest, I just for me, I'll probably have more enjoyment watching Venom for how much it's just daft, wacky, just all sorts of stuff than Craven, where they're trying to make him a anti-hero and has like weird powers and oh.
Yeah, that I don't understand. But yeah, let's move into the main topic. So, there's been lots of recent news and rumors surrounding Spider-Man 4. We're going to cover the news and go over the rumors and speculate on them. We're also going to go over some stories that both of us have kind of come up with for a street level version, a street level version of Spider-Man 4 and a multiverse story for Spider-Man 4. So we'll get into those. And we're going to discuss some recent confusion with Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse because like something happened with that, and we'll get into it more specifically, but it makes no sense why that should have happened.
Nope.
Um, so yeah, starting with the news, we touched on this last week, but Destin Daniel Cretton is in talks to be directing Spider-Man 4, which basically means he's got the job. Like it's pretty
Yeah.
well sealed, I think, that he's got it. He's the director of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I just have the Hollywood Reporter article here. I'm just gonna go through it. So, Cretton will bring a fresh blood to this iteration of Spider-Man, which stars Tom Holland, so it's confirmed he's coming back. Is a co-production between two separate studios, Sony and Disney-owned Marvel Studios, and it will make him the fourth director to take on a Spidey solo feature. Um, says Sony and Marvel had no comment. Chris McKenna and Eric Summers are back to write the script, while Marvel head Kevin Feige and former Sony head Amy Pascal are producing. Sources say that Spider-Man 4 is running, not crawling, full steam ahead, and will shoot early next year. It is unclear what the story will be, as No Way Home ended with the world forgetting that teenager Peter Parker was the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. That memory wipe included those closest to him, including MJ, who no longer even knows who Peter is. Um, So yeah, that's pretty much the main thing. Cretton is popular in the Marvel fold. His Shang-Chi is considered a highlight in the post-Avengers Endgame phase of movies, and he was on board to direct the mega-budget Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, but dropped off last November amid that project's changing production schedule and evolution stemming from Jonathan Majors' assault trial. Marvel has always wanted to find another feature for him, so they clearly like him, and you can't blame him because he did great on
No,
Shang-Chi. Um,
massively.
it also says his nabbing the Spidey gig is also vote of confidence on his work on Wonder
Mm.
Man, Marvel Television's Disney Plus series that stars Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, which is in post-production. The filmmaker remains attached to direct a live-action adaptation of Naruto and a sequel to Shang-Chi, but it is unclear how Spider-Man will affect those projects. So, according to that, he is still attached to be doing Shang-Chi 2, which hopefully
It's
gets
good.
done at some point.
Yeah,
Um, but I'm happy with this choice. I think he's a great choice to carry on this the new phase of Spider-Man's movies in the MCU. I think he's going to bring a different approach, but one that fits the character very well. Like we talked about it last week, the fight choreography in Shang-Chi was insane. So I can't imagine what he can do with Spider-Man in those fight scenes. And
exactly.
yeah, and those scenes between Shang-Chi and Wenwu, like the father-son dynamic that they had, I think he can do something really big with Peter and whoever else is in the movie. Kind of get that dynamic going, like whether it's kind of like a mentor-mentee relationship or like a brotherly kind of dynamic. I think he can really get into that, and I can't wait for Wonder Man. I'm excited to see what he's got with that, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how Spider-Man 4 shapes up now.
Oh, massively. He just seems like a good guy, sort of thing.
Yeah,
If they've got that much faith in him, they're raving about Wonder Man, even though it's not even been out yet, sort of thing. Obviously, they loved Shang Chi with him as well, anyway. So he's got to be doing something right. And he's ticking quite a few boxes,
yeah,
so it's only good things to come from him. So hopefully, um, like they say, he'll nab the job, and we'll have a really good story from him, sort of thing. Because he just does things so well, like the chemistry between them two as well. Like, I could think he could do. I'll touch on it with the sort of story that I want later on, but the chemistry he could create within certain characters, I think it'd be really, really good now. It'd be really powerful as well.
yeah. Like he's done a few other movies where he does really like good human stories, and I think like he excels at that. So I'm hoping he gets something with Peter and someone else, or just a really strong story with Peter on his own.
Yeah.
Um, that could be really cool. So yeah, really looking forward to that. Um, just to jump off of Spider-Man 4 for a little bit, we've got Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse kind of confusion going on. So um, Christopher Miller, one of the directors and producers of the Spider-Verse franchise, confirms that Beyond the Spider-Verse is still on track. Nothing has been scrapped. Um, there was a report last week from a scooper. I'm not going to name them because they're
No.
notorious for doing this.
Yeah.
Um, they posted that Sony was scrapping most of the movie as it stands, and like that just makes no sense. It's an animated movie. How can you scrap like obviously the animation takes years. Like Spider-Verse, I think took like 7 years, I think, for them to
Hmm.
make. Um,
There's a while. I know that.
yeah, so they're obviously gonna push as quickly as they can to get this one out because of how Across the Spider-Verse ended. But to say that they're completely scrapping everything that they've developed, and it doesn't make sense from the point that Across the Spider-Verse ended on a cliffhanger. How would they not know how the rest of the story goes, and why would you scrap that to
Exactly.
completely reset what that cliffhanger means for the future of the next movie? So scoopers are
When
getting out
I
of control. There's too many of them spreading
mm,
misinformation. Like people need to chill out and just let the real trades and like the media actually break the real news instead of spreading fake news. So, yeah, scoopers sit down and Just shut
Shut
up.
up.
Yeah,
Also, when I first saw it, and I seen that I was going to scrap it all and everything like that, I'm like, the only reason you'd scrap so much like that is if they was going to try and make it like, part live action or something daft like that sort of thing. But there's no need for it. There's
yeah.
no need for it to torn out sort of thing. It'd be nice to have like they did in the second Spider Verse one. We had like what's his name was the Prowler, weren't he? In one of the cages.
Oh, Donald Glover. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's nice to have like little snippets like that sort of thing. That was pretty cool.
yeah.
But don't try and make it all live action or anything like that sort of thing because there's just no need for it. So I was frustrated when I seen this, but then was properly reassured when we saw the actual like the director come out saying, no, we're all good, it's all fine,
Yeah.
it's coming out, sort of thing, it's all good. I just that's another one that I was like, I was hyped up for, and then that ending just really kicked me, and I was just,
I think it's gonna be really interesting to see what they've got for the next one.
yeah.
Like if this one flops, like this has potential to be the one of the best trilogies in all of movie history. So this one needs to land.
Ooh,
Yes, it does. It
ooh,
does. It has potential
ooh.
to be one of the best trilogies in movie history. Um,
That sorry, that second end of that second film tainted it big time for me, massively.
well, for me it could be. So, um,
It's got
yeah,
a lot
I'm
to live up to and make up for me with this third film, massively.
I know that's somewhat a common complaint with Across the Spider-Verse, but I thought it was really cool. It's just, yeah, it would have been nice to see some kind of like a more concrete ending to that instead of like a, oh,
Well,
you have to wait to see Evil Miles, what he's gonna do with real Miles.
it's not even that. It's just tell me it's going to be a part one and part two. Like you had it with the toys and that lot. You had the toys out saying
That's true, yeah.
Across the Spider Verse Part One. So why don't you just have that as the main title of the film as well? That's all I wanted. Because then my expectations weren't going to be there's going to have a concrete ending for this. It's going to be what the hell we're going to have a second one. I can't wait for the second one, sort of thing. That's all I'd want. But just to drop it like that at the end, and then I obviously as I did my research afterwards and I found toys saying Part One. I'm like, so why don't you just cover that in the first bleeding place? It's all honestly, oh dear.
Yeah, so Beyond the Spider-Verse is in good hands. I think they're gonna try to push back as much as they can with Sony trying to interfere. Like I can't remember if there was any kind of interference on Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse. So those are the movies that are making them money right now. So
Yeah.
give them as much care and attention that can possibly be given to them because the live action ones aren't doing a whole lot for them right now. Um, so yeah, scoopers, just stop doing all that. Let the real people break the news. So yeah, that's really all the big news that came out regarding Spider-Man. So now for some rumors. So the first rumor is that Spider-Man 4 will be a multiversal movie. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of this choice, especially with an even more recent rumor that came out after that Venom 3 trailer dropped, which was that this could maybe be a Spider-Man and Venom crossover with Tom Hardy and Tom Holland. Um, Apparently, it's the leading rumor at the moment. Sony's pushing for it. Null
Of
will
course they're
apparently be
bleeding
the
pushing
villain in
for
it.
it.
Like Null will do something in Venom 3, which will put the two of them together in Spider-Man 4, and Null will be the main villain in that, encapsulating the multiverse in darkness with the symbiotes. It doesn't make any sense. Like
No.
Spider-Man is dealing with this universe. Like obviously he could tap into the multiverse, but why would you bring Null into this when we're trying to set up Doctor Doom to be the threat for the multiverse?
There's no need. There is no need at all, no law. Like if you're going to bring in Venom to like the MCU sort of,
Yeah.
then why do it like this? Because like apparently he's got his own 11-year-old bleeding Peter Parker to go and sort out that lot. He wants to kill or protect or God knows what. So then why is he gonna from like basically thinking he's gonna kill this one to help another one that he was licking his lips or lips for and he wants to find that one? it does not make any sense in the slightest. Story wise, just creative wise, just nothing. No. And I saw this rumor, and I'm like, why? Just the only reason it's like this is because Sony's been like, this is the only thing that's gonna boost us up, keep us going. Just multiverse, multiverse, multiverse. Just
Yeah.
we'll have loads of people. Give us all the money you can, like that. It's just
It's because they
there's
saw
no
what No Way
need.
Home they saw what No Way Home did with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, so obviously they want them to come back too. Like Andrew Garfield's been asked about those rumors of him coming back, and he's been like, "Well, I'm not in it, but I'm not going to say that." Um, he kind of played around with it. So I don't think he's in it. He can't be in
No,
it. No Way
again,
Home
it won't make
was that
sense.
one movie to be an event for all three of them. Like that's the culmination of 20 years of Spider-Man movies. I think they need to let that go. Maybe bring them back in Secret Wars, but
Yeah,
let Tom Holland have his own trilogy. He doesn't need to have any other Spider-Man with him. Like, yes, it would be really cool to see Venom and Spider-Man together. Like, that's something a lot of Spider-Man fans want, like a good Venom
yeah.
Spider-Man crossover, but I don't see it happening with Tom Hardy's Venom. It would be
Not
cool if
like
they were
this.
together, but it's not going to be a super fleshed out um, story between the two of them, especially with Null
No,
being the villain. Like, the two of
yeah,
them, I can't see taking down Null on their own.
no, not at all. That lot. You
Yeah.
just it wouldn't make no sense. It just really wouldn't make no sense at all. Stupid. It really is stupid. Doesn't mind nothing.
Yeah. So at this point, it does look like it's going to be a multiverse movie. I personally want it to be a street level story. It just makes sense after No Way Home's ending that he's on his own. He's creating his own gadgets. It's like a perfect setup for a grounded Spider-Man trilogy or just movie. Um, but I can't see how you make that a multiverse movie, especially because it could be coming out after Doomsday. Like, there's no way it's coming
Mm,
out before that if they're shooting early
no.
next year because I think Doomsday is starting early next year too. So they're going to be coming out basically around the same time, but it's going to be after. So I can't see how they logically create a story in the multiverse for Spider-Man, but make it so that he can come into Doomsday or Secret Wars and, be a part of that event because those are two events that I think he's going to be a big part of. It's just, how do you do that logically?
Exactly. You just can't. There's no like proper thought where it'd work anywhere at all.
Yeah,
It really wouldn't. Like this fourth film should be not like a remake, but a similar sort of telling as Tobey Maguire's first film. Because for me, it loops all the way back. How he walks into that apartment at the end of Spider-Man 3 is very similar to Tobey Maguire's old apartment. It just fit. It just fit so nicely, and it was just a perfect like new beginning.
yeah,
Like that's what Spider-Man 4 should be like calling that lot. You had Homecoming, or like Spider-Man New Beginning, or like, something like that. Because it's him like stepping up, well, not stepping up for himself, but what's the word? Standing up for himself and like running his own life and not like not be bothered about other people and protect and stuff, but
yeah,
he's not got that worry. He can just concentrate on himself and just be the best superhero he can be.
yeah.
Not just like, well, we'll just pluck him out of here and we'll go right here into the multiverse and more chaos. It just wouldn't make sense. Would not
And
make sense.
the other rumor is that the Doctor Strange's spell to make people forget about Peter Parker will be undone. So, like, that just completely undoes the ending of No Way Home. It doesn't look like it doesn't make that emotional moment of him having to say goodbye to everyone have that same impact because now it doesn't like everyone knows who he
Yeah,
is now. Um, it's not like it's like the Tony Stark death, like with Doctor Doom. It's gonna have that same kind of
yeah,
effect, I think, if that's what happens. But
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
we'll have to wait and
here's
see.
a question for you. Here's a question for you because you obviously you're just comic book brain is way better than mine. When this sort of thing happened with Mephisto, didn't Mephisto's spell with Spider-Man get rewritten?
I can't remember. Um,
Because Spider-Man goes to Mephisto
yeah,
with about some people forgetting something, weren't it? And then all of a sudden, like a year or two later on, that all gets messed up and people find out again or something like that. Because it was after he revealed himself in Civil War, weren't it?
yeah. So he was
So
trying to get
unless,
Mephisto to make people forget he was
yeah,
Spider-Man, but I think MJ's soul had to be taken, or Aunt May's soul, or
yeah, because
someone.
he was a swap, weren't it?
Yeah, someone was taken from Spider-Man in order for them
Mm.
to, have that deal. But I'm sure it was undone at some point because,
Yeah,
you know, it's gone on for like Civil War was mid 2000s, so
yeah,
it's got to be, at some point in there they had to have switched it. I just
yeah.
can't think of exactly when.
But I said that's the only thing I could think of with if they're going to mess up the Doctor Strange thing a lot. That's the only sort of storyline I could think of that they'd try and tap into instead of Mephisto. It's null now, sort of stupid like that, which again one may know picking sense as well.
Yeah. So we'll have to see if those rumors end up being true, but I'm hoping most of them are not. So, yeah, let's get into some potential stories that we've got for Spider-Man 4. So, how do you want to do this? Do you want to do like back
I'll
and
do mine
forth or
first. Cause,
sure.
I'll do my first like non-multiverse sort of just grounded
Okay.
sort of level because I know yours will be way much better in that lot. But I just I'll ease mine into it. So if we're gonna have like a grounded level one sort of thing, my one would want to be like you say, very street level. He's like build his own stuff. He's got like a police monitor that he's
Yeah.
listening to, and he's like looking for different crimes and stuff. And I want him to like have small interactions with the likes of Daredevil, but I also want like a new love interest for him. So you're not got MJ or anything like that. I want the first appearance of Black Cat
Yeah.
and having that sort of back and forth, like what we say with the director, building really good bonds between people and stuff like that. I want him to have like a connection with her where he knows he should stop her, but she's like being really seductive with him and like manipulating him, sort of thing, to get away with stuff. And then I want like the bad set sort of thing, like you call it like a mini Sinister Six sort of thing, not massive villains, but like a mini Sinister Sixes. I'd like to see Kingpin being like the head honcho sort of thing that Spider-Man needs to take down, and having Mister Negative, Scorpion, Rhino, and Chameleon. And like them sort of group of villains working with the Kingpin, just causing havoc really in that lot. And then Spider Man's having to deal with Black Cat, but then also realize she's trying to like steal stuff from Kingpin or something like that. And then they gets all entangled between everything, and then it just all kicks off like that sort of thing. And like he needs help from like Daredevil to like basically like at one point he's absolutely knackered and pretty much dead, and Daredevil comes back, and then he reveals himself to Daredevil. It's Peter Parker and all that lot, and then you go from there to the end to take them all down, sort of thing. That for me, that'd be a really like new, like you bring new characters into the MCU because obviously we're not seeing a Mister Negative or Chameleon. We've had hints of Rhino and Scorpion. I think we've had hints for, haven't we?
Scorpion, like Mac Gargan was in Homecoming, but nothing ever came
Yeah,
out
that
of
was
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have had hints of them other ones,
Yeah.
but I would just like to see them like come to fruition, sort of thing. So that's my like basis of a like grounded level sort of thing. Because you ain't gonna have no like over the top sort of stuff. They're not going to be trying to rule the world or anything like that sort of thing. They're just basically having their own little mini empire in New York. So that was my grounded one, at least, and a lot.
Yeah, that's cool. So you want to flip to mine then for this one,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah,
okay?
yeah. Go on to you.
So I've said this before, but mine would be a Spider-Man Daredevil crossover. Um, this would deal with the fallout of the events of Daredevil Born Again.
Hmm.
So let's assume that Fisk has become mayor. and he's outlawing vigilantes in New York. Um, and this is going to be like a crime thriller, like investigative kind of movie with Spider-Man and Daredevil. So there's going to be other gangs involved, led by Hammerhead, and another led by
Oh, I
Tombstone.
didn't think of Hammerhead Tombstone. That was a brilliant shout.
So it's going to be like a gang war for control in New York. Fisk is the mayor. He's like, these gangs, we're going to eradicate them from New York so you can have a safe city, that kind of thing. So Fisk claims to be helping the city, but he's actually fueling that war for his own gain. He's making a lot of money off of it. He's got, his people in different corners manipulating the war so that um, these, gang bosses like Tombstone and Hammerhead are um, like they don't know what Fisk is up to, but they're obviously trying to fight for control, and they have those intense situations with each other where they're like, "You're the big guy, but I'm like even bigger than you. Like I know this city more than you. I could do this better than you ever will." And Fisk has to kind of say like, "Dude, I'm the kingpin. Like I'm the king of the city," that kind of thing. So. Matt and Peter will end up crossing paths, and then they team up to try to fight back at Fisk, try to get rid of him because he's corrupting the city to a point where, like, there's no coming back from it. Um, it would explore the vast corruption in the city under his leadership. Like, he's got links in the police department, he's got in the Supreme Court, he's got them everywhere. Like, he's manipulating everything in the city. Um, this also gives the fans a team up that has been highly requested for many years, seeing the two of them together. And yeah, just a really grounded story with the two of them trying to, stop this gang war from getting out of control, try to take down Fisk. And obviously they're outlawed, so they're gonna have to, you know, navigate the police fighting back at them because Fisk has said, you see any, masked heroes, take them down because they're not allowed in this city anymore. So I think that's the logical route for depending on how Daredevil Born Again goes. If they're leaning into the Devil's Reign event coming into it, that could be the kickstart for it. And
Hmm.
then eventually you get to more heroes and maybe villains showing up, like more powered heroes, more powered villains, like the Thunderbolts becoming Fisk's army to control the city and, make sure the heroes don't come up to get him again because he's going to learn after this, okay, Spider-Man and Daredevil got really close to me. I need a team that can make sure no one gets even like a square block around Fisk Tower or whatever.
Oh,
So that could be
that'd be
really cool.
nice.
But I'm gonna credit someone I've been on show with. His name's Phil. His online name is Unfiltered. So I'm gonna credit him on this because he mentioned something recently that I thought would be really cool. That this movie would act the same way that Ant-Man and the Wasp did to Infinity War.
Ooh,
So
okay.
this would be happening while the events of Doomsday is happening.
Right,
So
okay.
at some point in this movie, like towards the end, something's going to happen where Spider-Man and maybe even Daredevil are picked up out of this and they're thrown into whatever happens at the end of Doomsday. Maybe that's Battle World. Maybe that whole thing is just shut down and they're plucked out of it, and then that's it.
Oh,
So that
that would
could
be
be really
good.
cool. That's how you bring Spider-Man into Secret Wars. Like, again, I think he might be in Doomsday, but if he wasn't, this could be the way they do it, where this is happening because he's on his own now. I don't think the Avengers really remember who he is, so they
Hmm.
wouldn't really say, "Hey, Spider-Man, you want to help us out with Doctor Doom?"
Yeah.
Um, and they wouldn't do that with Daredevil either because they don't know him
No.
yet. So have that grounded story, but then if they want that multiverse link, that's the link. You pull them out at the end and throw them into whatever happens at the end of Doomsday.
You could have basically like an incursion happening, couldn't you? That
You could, yeah,
creates battle world sort of thing.
yeah.
Oh,
Imagine
that'd be
them
so.
fighting Fisk and then out of nowhere, a huge earthquake, and they look up and there's a giant
Yeah,
planet coming towards them, and they're like,
yeah, that's
"Oh
what I was
shit!
thinking.
Well, I guess we're done."
Oh, That's nice. I didn't even think of something like that. That is really nice.
So yeah, that's my street level story. So Spider-Man, Daredevil, Fisk, gang war, grounded story. I think that'd be really cool.
Because you could even have as well J. Jonah Jameson basically hyping Fisk up and everything, saying, "Oh,
Yeah,
this is the mayor we want," and he's taking out all the. Oh, that'd be
yeah.
so cool. That would
I
be.
just really want to see more Vincent um D'Onofrio in the role. Like he's so good in the role of Kingpin. I can't wait for Daredevil Born Again. I think
Yeah.
that's gonna show us really what they're leaning towards in the street level um
Oh yeah, massively.
aspect to the MCU. I really hope Spider-Man 4 goes there. But we'll get into a more multiversal story if you want to start with that, if they
Yeah.
end up going down that route.
Right. If they're going to go down multiverse, they just. I basically want him to be plucked. Basically, you know how he's swinging through New York at the end of Spider-Man: No Way Home. I
Yeah.
want him to be plucked then, sort of thing. As soon as he's
Like
swinging
when he
through, it's back
dives
to
into the camera, that's it.
yeah, just gone. It's just gone straight into the portal or something daft like that. I don't want him have any sort of inkling of trying to create his own life. I want him plucked there and then, done dusted. Right, you're into the multiverse now, and then if we are going to get that, let him just have his own like interaction or something with the Venom suit or the symbiote or something. Let him just absorb it into him. He has like I don't know. He fights Toxic or something like that. Another symbiote or Scream. He fights one of them. It goes all tits up and everything. And then what I want him to finish up in is the anti Venom suit. That glorifies like symbiotes and other like venoms and symbiote stuff like that sort of thing. As soon as he's purified all them sort of thing, he gets literally dropped back into his apartment at the end of the film. That just something like that, something where he ends up with the anti venom suit and he's like beefed up on power like that sort of thing. But this time it's more pure instead of feeling the hatred he had for the in the venom suit. Basically, and pretty much what I'm saying is sort of similar story to Spider-Man 2 game, but out in space.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying a lot. That's my idea of like a multiverse story because I don't. You can't have the first half hour of the new Spider-Man film and he's just swinging around New York and stuff like that sort of thing. Just won't make sense. Just for him to go, oh, hang on a minute, there's a big wormhole in Times Square, going that, and oh, well, I'm in the multiverse now. It just no, just first 5 minutes of the film gone.
Or it's
That's
Madam
what you
Web.
need.
Her web connects
Oh,
us all.
don't even get me started on that again. But yeah, that something like that. I just you can tell I don't want a multiverse film for Spider-Man 4 at all, but yeah, just something like that,
Yeah. So
please.
this was really, really hard for me. And I have to admit, I never got a clear idea because I was like, this is stupid, this is stupid, this is stupid. I couldn't land on an idea that I was like happy with. I think we mentioned last week that there was something with Doctor Doom maybe luring Peter to his side with the
Mm,
symbiote. Like, you want power, this is power, and you can be on my side. I'll like let you live, that kind of thing. So that's not what I think will happen, but I think the symbiote will be involved because obviously with Secret
yeah,
Wars, that's the most important part of his character in that event is that's when he got the symbiote. Um, so I'm gonna assume this movie's on Battle World after Doomsday. Like again, it's hard to tell what their end goal is for Secret Wars, but or Doomsday. But yeah, so I never came up with an actual story, but I made something that can basically tease what potentially they could do. So I'm going to share my screen with yours. I'll share it here first so you can get an authentic reaction. 60%. Oh, I might need to do it this way. I'm just gonna pull it back here. Sorry, it's being really slow.
The anticipation.
I should have had this converted before, so that's on me. But all right. So I'm gonna upload a file here, and you can just pull it up. Upload. Okay, it should be up now
When I'm looking Discord or
on StreamYard. So it'll be there for you. I'm gonna pull it up again on mine. Fix that. So yeah. Oh,
hang
there's an
on,
issue with
my
the
notes come
file.
up.
Damn it. Okay.
I say there was a note coming up on my end then.
Okay, I'm gonna share the screen then. Open it here. Apologies everyone for the technical difficulties.
It's just building up the anticipation. That's all it is. It's just ramping it up.
All right, so I'll put that here. Should be easier to see. All right, share screen, and come on. There we go.
Oh, oh, that's a nice ass poster. That is. Jesus
So
wept.
this is a teaser poster for Spider-Man 4 that teases the symbiote coming for Peter.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
So
good.
that's what I
That
had
is
created
really nice.
because all the teaser posters are very minimal, but I think this will
Hmm.
get the idea across that, oh shit, that's the symbiote.
Yeah.
Like initially I had a half and half, so I had Spider-Man and then I had the Venom
Oh, sort
head,
of latching on.
yeah, coming over. Like the first Venom movie poster with Eddie on one side and Venom on the it wasn't
Hmm.
turning out. So I thought you could have the tendrils all coming in from the sides and
That's nice.
coming for him. So yeah.
That is
And I
really
chose the
nice.
November 6th, 2026, because that's an unnamed Marvel Studios release date after
Oh, okay.
Doomsday. So we don't know
That'd
what that
be
project is, but it's coming after Doomsday.
so. That'd pretty much as well be sort of literally nearly bang on in the middle between both films as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because Doomsday's May, this would
Yeah, and
be
then the thing
November,
is
and then the next one is the other May.
May.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. That'd be really nice. That lot. We just it's the one thing Venom's missing is a Spider-Man. You have you have a Venom film with no Spider-Man in it. Just makes no picking sense. It's just so
Yeah.
frustrating that lot. But that'd be nice. But
Yeah.
now,
So
right. So what would you have it as like a version of Tom Hardy coming across or Venom coming across from the Sony pictures, or would you have it where they haven't retconned it in the stupid trailer and there's that Venom symbiote still in the bar in our universe?
so I don't think they would necessarily do Venom, but they would just do the symbiote. So if it was this symbiote,
Oh, so he's just having the
um,
black suit.
yeah. So
Ah,
have maybe that little bit of symbiote that was left over latched to Peter, and then he's thrown into the multiverse with it, or he gets it on Battleworld. Either way, he gets the symbiote in it. That's what I think.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense now. That'd be nice.
Yeah. So
That'd
I
be
I
really,
couldn't
really
come up
good.
with an actual story because I was like I was not happy at all with any of the things I was thinking of. I was like,
And
well, you could have Doctor Doom have a, team of all these people he's got and he wants Peter on his team, but I was like that I don't know if I'm happy about that.
see,
Um
this is exactly what I was like. This is why I did decided I want him to end up in the anti venom suit because
yeah.
I really like the anti venom suit and that lot, and having a something like that just to go against the venom sort of thing. I thought would have been pretty cool. And again, it's something else that we've not really seen explored in the MCU or even Sony really, like having a white symbiote good suit basically. But Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah, so that's gonna be posted at I think 9:30 my time. I have a scheduled post, so kind of like an official teaser poster-ish kind of post um for what could be. So if that was like I looked at a bunch of examples of teaser posters, like you have the Captain America one, which is the shield with the hand on it. Um, very minimal, but it gets the point
Yeah.
across. So this could easily get the point across. Like you have
Oh yeah.
Spider-Man, you know right away just by looking at it, Spider-Man movie. But if you look at the edges, you're like, is that what I think it is? And then in the end, it very well could be.
So nice. That is really nice. I- That's all it needs. All it needs.
Yeah. So hopefully they see this or just, think the same way we are that, symbiote, you
Hey,
kind of have to do it for Secret Wars. So
you've called some stuff out on this channel and on Project December before that lot. So
I know.
they're there, they're listening, or they're watching, or they got something on you
Yeah.
that lot. I'll tell
I
you that now,
still
mate.
have no idea when we were talking about Loki season two. Like I was getting so many things bang on and I was like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm doing this.
Told you. So I mean, it was some telepathic link there somewhere, and that. Like they got some spies on you or something.
All right. So yeah, that's the teaser poster. So that will be dropping at 9:30 my time. So keep your eyes out for
Nice.
that and give it some love if you don't mind. I'd really
Yes.
appreciate it. Um,
Definitely.
so yeah, that's all the notes I've got on Spider-Man 4. Were there any other things you've got that you wanted to throw out there?
No, pretty much. I just don't want a multiverse film. I really
Yeah.
don't want a. It just makes no sense. Makes no,
Even
like normally,
even if it was grounded, you could still have Peter have the symbiote in a
yeah,
Daredevil crossover with Black Cat, or if it was like my story with the gang war, he could still have the black suit. He just doesn't know what it does yet. Um,
yeah.
so yeah, you
Is
could
it?
do that too. He doesn't have to be in red and blue. He can start that way because the suit at the end of No Way Home is awesome. But if the symbiote is still there with, Venom 3 kind of changed that where they put the vial over it and take it away, but hopefully that's
It's not
not
in your
canon.
universe anymore. It's in Sony now.
Yeah. So they could still do it if they wanted.
It'd be nice. It just makes so much sense, and it make they're all about money, and they want like they make the most big bucks they can. That would make you loads. Just keep it street level. Just like have, like you said, have like a big incursion thing at the end of that lot, and just have them then take them. Then you don't need to mess around with all this stupid stuff beforehand. And
And it's the film debut in the MCU for Daredevil too, if they do it that way.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you've seen how good he is in series form. Yeah, She-Hulk was a bit all over the shop from Hero, bless him. But then this new series is going to be kick ass by the looks of it. Why don't you just put a legendary character like that with Spider-Man to team up like that, and it'd be so good, it'd be so good, so good, and it makes so much sense. But Sony doing Sony things like normal.
Yeah. So they're very unpredictable. Like no idea what they'll choose, but they're really pushing for multiverse. And I think if they're pushing for that and Marvel says no, we want street level, then they'll be like, okay, then you're not allowed to use Spider-Man anymore, huh? How about that? And then they'll be like, oh shit, okay, I guess we got to go with multiverse if we want Spider-Man.
Exactly. That's the one thing Sony has got over Spider-Man and Marvel is like if they disagree with anything they say, whereas like, well, that's it then. No Spider-Man for you. Bye. I wish they could do something like they did with Fox and just go right. Here's God knows how much. Just come home. Just
That would
come
be a
back. That's
lot.
all you
That would be
need.
even
Oh yeah, it'd be
like the
stupid amount of
the
money.
X-Men and Fantastic Four were worth a lot. Like I forget how much that deal was. I'm actually gonna look that up because I'm curious. But
It's
just for
a good
Spider-Man
billion or something
alone,
like that, weren't it? Or something stupid.
just for like Spider-Man alone and his um like all the other characters with him, that would cost a lot. Um, so the Disney Fox merger cost Disney $71.3 billion.
Oh my lord! I thought it was like 1.5 billion or something like that. Not 71.
to get all of the IP that came with Fox. Like
Jesus, where?
Simpsons, Avatar, X-Men, Fantastic Four, all of that. $71 billion. So it's probably double that just for Spider-Man alone because he's the most, profitable and popular superhero in media. So next to Batman, but yeah, it's
It'd be
gonna
like
be tough.
it'd be like Scrooge McDuck bleeding money sort of thing. It's just
Exactly, yeah.
Jesus. Come on, Disney, Marvel. We know you got the money. Just cough it up. Just don't be tight. Come on.
Just make the fans happy. That's all we ask.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Just pay them up, and then you can let Sony have like the gaming rights to Spider Man because they make amazing Spider Man games, and like Marvel. Well, we didn't talk about the Avengers game, but majority of the Marvel games are really good. Just just let them sort that out, and then just have the rights. That's all you need. Just have the rights. 100 billion done.
Yeah, like it doesn't make any sense how like I'm hoping Feige, each meeting he goes in with Amy Pascal, he has a spreadsheet of box office of Sony. And he's just like, hey, so just a reminder, this is how much you make on your own. This is how much you make with us. Just to throw that out there and maybe get that planted in your mind. Like every meeting he has with her, just have that sheet like, you want money? I think with here you made 1 billion. I think with here you made 1 billion. And oh, 2 billion. Okay. That's with us. On your own, I think 300 million, 200 million, 100 million. That's with you. What does that tell you, huh? Maybe you want to, collaborate a bit more. Maybe make some more cash.
See, like Spider Man No Way Home and then Madam Web. It's like, look at that. Look at the contrast to like money there now.
Yeah.
It cost you much to that, but then you made no profit. And then it cost you made that, and then look all that. It's just, like amazing, weren't it? Look at
Yeah. Like, doesn't make any sense how they
that.
think they can handle a Spider-Man universe with no Spider-Man. Give it to
I'm
Marvel.
gonna admit, yeah, I saw a meme the other day, and I had like Quicksilver, um, Zeus from Thor: Love and Thunder, and what's the wizard in Doctor Strange?
Mordo?
Was it Mordo? Yeah, had them three all in the MCU, and then you look at the characters they played in Sony films,
Yeah.
and it was just like, come on. Even though Zeus weren't great,
I still,
some
I,
shooter,
I completely forgot Russell Crowe was in Craven.
yeah, that's what I
Completely
mean.
forgot
It's
about
like
that.
Zeus and a half decent, okay sort of Loki Thor film to what
No,
the
it was
hell.
trash.
It was okay. It wasn't too bad. It was all right. We know there's worse films, and then two that in Craven the Hunter, and he's just some bloke trying to hunt a bloke, and
Who knows what they've got going on? Like
just
at
pack it
this
in, Sony.
point, at this point, they could greenlight anything. Like, um, what was it? El Muerto. That's
Oh
not happening
yeah, Bad
anymore.
Bunny.
Yeah, that's not happening anymore. There was the Hypno Hustler that we talked about a long time ago with Donald Glover. Like, who in the right mind greenlights that as a Spider-Man villain movie?
So I
No
mean,
sense. He had one appearance in the 70s and that was it.
I just they literally they've got like a villain wall of Spider-Man. They just go that one. What of that? It's just for me. It's just to keep the rights. It's like they have to make a Spider-Man related film each year just to go. Oh well, we're going to film now, so the rights just get pushed up a bit more. And that line, it just they're just
Yeah.
wasting money. They're wasting money hand over fist, and it just makes no sense. Makes
And
no sense in the
with each
slightest.
one that comes out, it's making people like even like you have Morbius, no one liked it. You have Madam Web, no one liked it. Venom 3 and Craven, people are not happy about. So as creatives, like actors, directors, they're kind of like, we want to stay away from this because no one's liking what you're making. It's not making any money. So let's keep us as far away as possible from it. So they're going to start losing interest in, um, having people want to be in those movies because well, it's a superhero IP. People want to be in those movies because it's a dream for them, but at the same time, you risk maybe your career in being in a movie like that, um,
Massively.
which could barely make any money and would be hated by basically everyone. Um,
Yeah, and you'd have just years of the mick taken out of it
yeah.
constantly. Like people still meme about bleeding Morbius and that lot. It's just oh, it just
Have you
don't make
seen
no sense.
have you seen the film slate across like 100 years of Morbius movies coming out each year?
No.
Oh, it's so good. Um, there's like, oh, I have to pull it up. There's so many good ones.
I just doesn't it don't make no sense because like you said you'll have people just turning the nose up at them and just going why would we go to like a cinematic universe that's been completely panned time after time where yeah we know the MCU has had its hits and misses sort of thing but it's still been more successful and more like you're getting people like Wesley Snipes and Hugh Jackman come back from Marvel.
Yeah,
Sony's not going to have that pull sort of thing with their old actors and everything. Not a chance because it just won't make no sense.
I can't. Wait, is this it? It's not all of them, but here are a few examples. So, there's The Morb Awakens, Citizen Morb, The Return of the Morb.
Oh.
Um, there was like a Morb versus Kong, like Godzilla versus Kong one. There's a whole bunch of them, but I can't find the full list. Like there was like 2081, 2083. Like this is the Morbius movie coming out then.
Jesus.
Someone
Like
went unhinged with
Citizen
it.
Morb or something like that sort of thing.
Yeah, it all has Morbius or Morb in it. Like it
Dear.
went all over the place, but yeah.
But
So
that's why would you have some your name related to someone like that that's been just the mick taken out of? You just wouldn't. It's like career suicide doing something like that sort of
yeah.
thing.
Well, everywhere Jared Leto goes now, it's like that's Morbius. Like
Yeah, exactly that
no
lot.
one's gonna know him for anything else now. Or maybe the Joker. Well, that's not
Well,
doing him any favors too, but
that's what I mean. It's like people are taking the mick out of him more for Morbius than they are for Joker, and how bad that looked and was, sort of thing. Who would have thought about that? I'm sorry. When you first seen that Joker, you'd think that would be the one that's going to get pulverized for. But then, oh no, Sony's got to top it and do a one up on that sort of thing, and make Morbius, and look how. Oh,
it's Morbin
honestly,
time.
I could. Yeah. Oh, honestly, I could go on for days about taking
Sony.
the mick out of Sony. Oh, honestly, it's just
Yeah,
so
so
frustrating. But yeah, right. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah, that's all the notes I've got on Spider-Man 4 and all that. So yeah, if we've got nothing else to add and kind of
yeah.
jump off our
Start for
Sony
taking the
rant,
mick.
um yeah, I guess we'll end it there. So um yeah, do you have anything to promote on your channel coming up?
Well, tonight we have another Marvel Mad Does Fortnite with myself and Ed Sapboy Shane. Oh, it is actually, I will shout out as well now. It is Ed Sapboy Shane's birthday today, bless him.
Oh,
So
nice.
happy birthday, Shane. He's got his presents from me already this morning, so he's all happy and that sort of thing.
Awesome.
But yeah, it is me and him doing some more Fortnite. I'm going to try and make it 3 episodes on the trot, doing Marvel Mad Does Fortnite with a win. So we had the cheap one, we had the one with me and Eleanor. So we're going to try and make it hopefully a third episode tonight with us getting that win and everything. And then on Friday, you will have my first reactions and review of the first 2 episodes of Agatha All Along. So each Friday now, going forward, you will have Agatha All Along episode review and breakdown sort of thing to see if it is going to keep my attention. What about yourself?
As of now, I've got like I still have my Doctor Doom plan to get to, but I haven't had the time to get to that yet. So, yeah, stay tuned for the Doctor Doom stuff coming out. The next one would be the like his role in Secret Wars 1984. So I'm just gonna cover like what he did in that, his character, that kind of thing. So that's coming out at some point. I don't have a date yet, but um, yeah, stay tuned for that. and I'm gonna clip something out of this that we can put as a standalone video for the Project Assemble Field Extract. So keep an eye out for that for the short form content of this stream. And yeah, that's basically all I've got right now. I'm not going to do an Agatha reaction like you are because I think we're gonna make next week a kind of brief
Yeah,
review of the first two episodes that came out.
yeah,
Well, it's coming out tonight, I think. Um,
yeah,
and yeah, so that'll be next week. We'll get something else in there to make it more appealing to people.
yeah,
Because I don't think anyone's gonna want to listen to an Agatha stream for an hour.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, we'll keep you all informed on that. So everyone that was watching, thank you for watching. Anyone in the chat, I don't have any chats, but if someone was
Nah.
in here, then thank you for joining. And we will see you all in another episode. So take care.
See you in a minute, guys. Thank you.